Hello there, Vanagon addicts. It's Ken Wilford here at Vanagon. We're going to do this as episode 2 of our new show called Parts Corner. And, over the years, people have called us to order all kinds of different parts. But I will tell you the number one part that every person should order first when they first buy their Vanagon. The first thing they should buy is this. Okay, this is the Bentley manual, official latest and greatest manual. Now, a lot of times when you buy your van, this will be in the van somewhere in the back, under the back seat, someplace like that. But a lot of the ones that are out there are the old ones that have the paper covers. These are the new ones that have the hard cover. And so people were asking me, what is the difference? We did some talk the other day about the wiring and different things. What's the difference between the old version and the new version? There is actually a decent difference. So number one is the hard cover, which I really like. The old paper covers, they lasted a while, then the paper cover started shriveling up. These new ones, they pretty much are a lot more beefy, and they've definitely improved it. At the very beginning, made into the cover is your index here. And again, the reason why I recommend buying this book first, this is a $95 book. We have it for sale in our website. It basically can save you thousands of dollars. It can save you time and money because anything that you want to look up about your van is in this book. Okay, if you're having a problem, you can look in here and you can, find a lot of your answers without, going to a repair shop. A lot of repair shops nowadays, they charge $100 an hour or more. Okay, when we stopped doing repairs here, we were charging $125 an hour, and people were begging us to take their vans in. I've even had customers call me to try to trick me into saying yes after I told them multiple times that no, we don't do repairs anymore. And they tried to do like a Jedi mind trick to make me somehow agree to take their van in here. Not sure who they're trying to trick, but whatever. So here's one example of something in this manual that will save you a ton of time and money. On this page, 2420, we have a full diagnostic that you can do with this book and a ohm meter, voltmeter for the Digifont Vanagon. So, these old vans, they didn't have codes in their computers. Instead, though, they do have a step-by-step instructions on how to do tests on your van to find out what the problem is. And people call me every single day. They go through this long spiel about that they've been to 25 mechanics and nobody can fix their van and all this other stuff. And the long and the short of it is that it's because a lot of times the mechanic shop does not use a manual. They're just flailing away in the dark trying to figure things out, and it wastes a lot of time. It wastes a lot of money. If you have this book, you can say, hey guys, I might not be a mechanic for the ages, but this book has troubleshooting, step-by-step troubleshooting. Why don't you go through it and follow it and see what happens? And you know what? If they're actually halfway good, they can use this book as their kind of guidebook to check out the van and see what is happening, okay, to your van and all the problems and issues. A lot of times, this is my secret, okay? I'm sharing my secret with you guys. People call me on the phone. They're asking me questions. I got this book sitting right here. It's ready to go. I'm reading things out of the book. They could, bypass me, buy this book, and read it for themselves. Okay? Save time, save money. Sometimes they can't get me on the phone. They're broke down the side of the road. It's on a Sunday. I hate to tell you, but I am not picking up because, Sunday things. And they have this book. They can look things up. Look, here's another example. Digifont, page 2461. Again, another step-by-step instruction thing about how to check out the fuel injection system of your van. I will tell you that probably 85 to 90% of the time when people call me about a problem with their fuel injection system, all I do is tell them to go with the tests in this book, and they find the problem. Okay, it's not a secret. Okay, guys, this is the way that it works. This is how you figure out problems: is going through, using the literature you got, going through the book, doing the tests. Okay, and if you go through it in a methodical way, you can find the problem every time. Okay, every time. I mean, here's another great thing in here, page 27, 25, a step-by-step thing of how to repair and test your factory cruise control system. Okay, I mean, you know, again, you could spend hours and hours trying to figure it out, but why not just read the book? It takes you 10 minutes, and, you know, you read through some stuff. This cruise control thing is actually the best troubleshooting guide in here. It basically says, do this test. If yes, this. If no, this. It has a tree. It shows you what to do exactly, what pins to test in the connector, where everything is. I mean, it's amazing. Okay? If you read this, you could easily fix your cruise control system and troubleshoot it in probably 10 minutes. Okay, if you're having a problem or an issue. Again, we have the ignition system. Every part of the ignition system you can test with an ohm meter and a voltmeter. It gives you all the specifications. Okay, so I'm just leafing through this to kind of give you some examples of, what things you're going to find out. Here's testing your hall sending unit for your distributor and the ignition module. All these things are in here, okay? And the only thing that's not in here is testing the ECU, but basically that test is test everything else, and if it's not that, it's the ECU. I mean, here's the ignition system. Again, a very similar kind of tree. This is for the air-cooled, okay? California version, Vanagon. A very similar tree to test this, test this, test this, and if this is it, replace hall unit, or if not, go to the next step. I mean, guys, you will look like such a superhero if you just read this and look at this for your Vanagon. They have a way to troubleshoot the glow plug system in the diesel. Again, I could just keep going. They have, for the 1.9, the DigiJet, the same exact troubleshooting guide for that, except, modified for that. And then onto the Digifont. It's all in here. Okay, so I'm not going to page through the entire book and show you everything. But, they have it for the fuel injection. They have it for the ignition. They have it for the engine itself. Different components. You can rebuild the entire engine from this book. Believe me, I've done it many times. You can rebuild the transmission from this book if you have the special tools and things that you need. And the knowledge, I've never done that because I'm scared. But the information is in here, okay, to do it. All this information for $95, it seems like a great deal. Even the body, okay, you're doing body work. They have all the specifications here for that, as far as the sizes of everything. You have detailed body stuff. People, again, they ask me, how do I take the door panel off? How do I take the window, vent wing off? And I've done videos on this stuff, but it's actually in here, okay? So you have body stuff you can do, and then of course when you get towards the back, and they even have stuff for the Westphalia, that's in here. They have all kinds of cool stuff. So definitely buy this book. You look it over, read it over, even if you aren't going to do the work yourself. Okay, you should have this book so that you can supply it to a shop, because I'm going to tell you a secret: they don't have this book. I worked for a Volkswagen dealership here in New Jersey for about 2 or 3 days. They had a Vanagon that they could not fix, and I fixed it. How did I fix it? Because I had this book and they did not. And they were a dealership. They didn't have any documentation on the car, and they were trying to do head gaskets. Okay, so as you get towards the rear, we're back in page 90-something here. I think possibly 94. Let's see, or maybe it's 97. 97, that's what we were talking about the other day. The wiring system, so you have all your wiring schematics, okay, for everything. It's all listed out here. They even break it down to different systems. But now we get to the very, very back. Okay, and we talked about that in depth the other day, so I'm going to move along. The very back. This is where this new version, which, I mean, this has been out for probably at least 5 or 6 years. The new version is Shine. So you get to the end of the old manual. Okay, that would be at the end of the wiring diagrams. That's where the old manual ends. But the new manual, the latest and greatest, Appendix A. What is it? Okay, Appendix A is everything you wanted to know, but were afraid to ask. Okay, it's basically a book version of the owner's manual. Okay, so in other words, anything that you would have in those little small owner's manuals that came in the glove box back in the day, they're in this Appendix A. Okay, and it's broken down for you, you know, so if you don't have that owner's manual, which a lot of people don't, I used to see them all the time in Vanagons when I started out 20-something years ago. Recently, I have not seen them at all, okay, because people toss them, okay, people toss them. So you have the owner's manual thing here, Appendix A, then you have technical data, okay, on page 27. Basically, it tells you about all the different engines in the Vanagon, all the capacities, okay, all the specifications, all the different kinds of lubrication things that you need, the different, these are all the lubrication emissions and vehicle maintenance schedules, okay, that you're supposed to be doing on your van. Yep, there is schedules, okay, guys. And so they have all that. So then once you get past Appendix A, now Appendix B, okay? And what Appendix B is again, more information, okay, on the what is the engine, how does it work, okay? How do these different systems work, okay? Basically what these later appendixes are what the dealer would have back in the day to train their new technicians, okay? So it's basically dealer literature on how these different systems actually work. And once you figure out how the systems work, then you can actually troubleshoot them a lot easier. Okay, so again, you're going to school here on the Vanagon. These later appendixes, okay, do that. They teach you about the synchro. They teach you about how the viscous coupling works. Okay, they teach you about how it's supposed to work and how the transmission's supposed to work and the diff locks. All that good stuff, okay? So it's all dealer training stuff. Then at the very, you know, and you keep going, they have all this dealer information in here. They even talk about power locks. Look, you can see inside the power lock unit what that looks like. All the special tools that the dealer would have back in the day. So there's so much information in here, guys, okay? I highly recommend it, okay? You will have at least have some entertainment. You will have hours and hours of entertainment. But hopefully you will also get some knowledge so you can learn things. And then when you're calling me up, it's with real questions. Okay? I mean, people call me up sometimes. They're like, Ken, what kind of transmission fluid do I put in my automatic transmission in here? How much goes in here? How much engine oil here? What kind of engine oil here? Everything's in here, guys. So, you know, before you call me, read this thing, okay? And then when you're calling me, you're actually asking me questions like that's going to be a head scratcher for me instead of, you know, sometimes I feel like people use me instead of Google search or something. I don't know. But I like talking to people, but I don't like answering questions that, like, all I'm doing is getting this book out, looking at it, and reading stuff to them. I mean, they could do that for themselves, okay? So, anyway, so that's my encouragement today, guys, on this second episode of Parts Corner. I'm going to put a link in the description for the Bentley manual that we sell. It's on our website, $95. And I would highly recommend it. If you've had your Vanagon for 10 minutes, I would buy it. If you had your Vanagon for 10 years, I would buy it. If you even have the old version, sell it on eBay and buy this one because it's got a bunch of extra information that's probably going to come in handy. So that's it today for Vanagon. Please like, share, subscribe. Please click the notification bell in the corner so that you can get notified every time we upload a new video. If you liked it, give us a thumbs up. If you hated it, give us a thumbs down. And I hope to see you guys on the next video.